Yeah. Yeah. Wednesday night, folks. You know what that means. 7 o'clock. It's MVP Sports Talk Radio. Nick Lavoie with the perfect timing coming in the studio.
That's what I do best.
Yeah. It is what he does best.
Perfection.
Always perfection. Dude, so I got what happened? I saw a car pull up next to your truck. Did somebody have a problem with your driving or anything, or is it somebody you knew?
No, buddy in the car.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah.
I didn't think I thought, like, my initial thought was, something's about to go down.
No. It's only like a 2-minute drive from my house to here, so.
Oh, okay.
If I have an issue in that little bit of time, we got problems.
We got problems. We got big old problems.
Yep.
Speaking of somebody that's that's got big old problems, it's them LA Chargers.
Yep.
Looks like they got some big problems.
Big problems.
Big old problems after that 45-0 thumping that we gave them on Sunday afternoon. It was definitely, we needed that.
Oh, for sure.
We needed that.
Yeah, for sure. Big win. Big special teams.
Huge win.
Special teams in New England thrived, and such a looked aside, thing of the NFL and football as a whole. Special teams, man, make it win a game.
Yeah.
You always just think offense and defense, and there's always a battle of offense or defense wins a game.
And people's always wondered why Bill has been so big on special teams, and he hits on it on literally every single press conference he has.
Yep.
You see why he's so big on it, because it can win or lose a game, period.
And granted, that was a 45-0 blowout, but, if that's a close game, man, that field goal, that's the fourth quarter, and you block that field goal and take it to the house.
Yep.
Or overtime, or whatever the case. I mean, just in general, especially with Ochetsky, and a lot of people doubted him, and I know you had a little doubt a couple weeks ago.
So I don't doubt him as a punt returner. I think he's great as a punt returner. I meant as like a wide receiver.
Yeah,
that's what I meant.
I think he still ran a couple good routes. He had a good touchdown pass, or reception rather, on that game as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to discredit it because that's how Edelman started, and a lot of people, people doubted Edelman running routes.
And it took Edelman a few years to kind of blossom too, so I kind of get
and
that.
It's like
but
the
I
same
mean,
track record of like Edelman had a couple punt returns to the house. People really started to vibe with him, and then he ran a couple routes, did well, and then boom, he's the Julian Edelman. It's kind of scary.
By storm, yeah.
It's very scary how the resemblance is there.
So I think our defense and special teams is just like the one thing that really stood out to me in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, regardless of how bad the Chargers... Okay, I don't want to say the Chargers are bad.
Yeah.
Because they're loaded with talent.
And
on both sides of the football.
Yeah, Anthony Lynn's not a great coach.
Is an awful coach, maybe the worst coach in football.
But
you've got that much talent, and you allow it. You get shut out first off with that explosive offense. You got Eckler in the backfield. Kalen Ballage has been doing great in his absence. Flawless, great backfield, great receivers with Williams and Keenan Allen on the outside. Pretty decent offensive line, and Herbert can sling it. I mean, terrible
best
coach.
Tight end in football.
One of the best tight ends in football. Like, that offense is loaded, and for them to get shut out like that, how is Anthony Lynn not fired yet?
How
does he still have a job?
I don't know how he's not fired. You have so much talent there. So the only thing, too, is you can't discredit the Chargers. And I know when Tim comes in, 'cause he's going to be a little late tonight. I know when he comes in, we're probably going to regurgitate a lot of this. So beware going into the night that we're probably going to bring up the game again. But what a lot of people have to understand is the Chargers, though their record is not great, they are a great team. Great talent. Coaching
talent.
might upset them.
I would take their roster over our roster right now.
Any day of the week.
Absolutely.
Any day of the week. With Belichick coaching that team and the proper staff, they're probably, 11-1, 10-2.
They might be up there. I mean, that AFC West definitely
tougher division.
Tougher division
even
overall.
Looking back into the games, the one thing I said is like people go 45 blowout. They just stink. Going into I believe it was week 10, maybe week 9, they were one of 3 teams. Those 3 teams were them, Pittsburgh, and KC. The only 3 teams not to lose by more than 7 points. Going into week 10. They lost by 8 to the Dolphins. I don't remember the other week. I think they lost by 9. But they Losing by 45, I would be willing to bet that if you added up all of their loss deficits thus far, it's probably less than 45.
Yeah.
Excluding our game
It
now.
might be, yeah.
I think it's probably very close. So don't discredit the Pats for that performance. I think they're really starting to tune in on the run game.
Defensively.
It took a lot of weeks to change an entire offense, but they had to do it.
I mean, but it kind of at the same time, like I'm looking at the stats now. So the Chargers only rushed the ball 15 times all game. So that's something to be said. They did, like, that first drive, that opening drive the Chargers had, I think they went to Eckler and quite a bit, and they just kind of shied away from the run game altogether.
Yeah, well, I think the run game just got shut down well. Butler performed great the entire game. There's a lot of pressure up front, a lot more than we've seen. I mean, Winovich played well. So, I saw arguments of, Eckler came off an injury last week. Eckler had one of his best weeks of the season thus far, coming off his first week off an injury. He looked great coming into it. Looked fine at practice. Took no days off. So you had a healthy Eckler in the backfield. So I don't blame it on any injuries that he had.
Is there any word on Edelman of when he might be coming back?
He hit the COVID list. I don't know when they're projecting his return, but
probably not tomorrow though. I wouldn't anticipate him playing tomorrow.
I wouldn't anticipate it because I don't think he took the flight out to LA. I would expect maybe he comes back for. Probably the Bills.
Is it Buffalo? Buffalo's next week.
Yeah,
right?
Buffalo.
So we got 10 days to prepare
Miami,
for Buffalo.
Jets.
Yep, I like that. Okay. All right, yeah. I mean, what we saw defensively, I thought was absolutely, just so reassuring.
And that was
especially going into a short week against a much tougher, much more formidable, complete, well-coached team.
Yeah.
With the Rams coming up tomorrow night. And we will dive into that after this break.
Sounds
but
good.
Give us a call here, folks. We're just getting started. 508-222-1320. It's MVP Sports Talk Radio. We live. It's Wednesday night. Join us. Welcome back. Welcome back. MVP Sports Talk Radio.
You're
hanging out here at WARA Studios in Attleboro, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. 7:13 in the evening. Hope everyone's staying warm out there, because I know I'm not. But right before the break, we were kind of slowly working our way towards a preview of this Pats-Rams game tomorrow night. I definitely have my doubts, for sure, going into this game. But after the way that we've been playing lately, and the fact that we're kind of in desperation mode at this point, because I genuinely feel like for you to have a shot at the playoffs, you need to win out.
Yeah.
Or to make the playoffs, you have to win out. I mean, I think you can kind of afford to lose this game if you win the next three. If you win the next three, which I think the next three are very winnable. So, I mean, you could technically lose this game, but it's definitely going to be quite the uphill battle in like 2 feet of snow if you lose this game, ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, statistically, to lose this game would be crushing.
Your percentages go down significantly.
But, I mean, so the variables are kind of crazy, because do you see yourself beating, you see yourself winning a Super Bowl? Do you take the playoffs out of a year like this and consider that, a mini Super Bowl win because you got there? It's kind of a weird year where at first I was like, at this point, I hope they don't make it, get a better draft pick. But now that they kind of have performed better, they're 2 drives away from being an 8-4 football team. So
they really are.
It's crazy. I mean, you got a fumble against Buffalo.
If the end of this year comes down to that crappy Bronco game, I'm gonna be really
not even the
upset.
Bronco game, man. The Cam Newton fumble against the Bills. That's your playoff. That's your playoff shot right there.
I mean, we score on that drive. You go to overtime. It's not a guaranteed win, but you definitely give yourself a chance.
I don't think that's not a. Would that be an overtime?
We lost. We lost by 7.
Okay, so it would have been all right. So maybe maybe you lose in overtime, maybe you win. So, but again, you're a couple drives away from being an 8-4 team, and it's crazy. This year's been wild. I'm very happy with what I've seen going into next year, having the affordability that we do, and I have strong suspicion that Hunter Henry will be here next year.
You really do?
I really do after seeing the end of the game.
Oh, really?
Did you not notice that?
What? No.
Belichick came up so Belichick came up and hugged him, and they were just sitting there talking for back and forth for a couple minutes, and they had spoken afterwards about how Belichick, I think from the Pro Bowl teams possibly was that he has a very strong liking to Hunter Henry, respects him very well, great, thinks he's the best, great, a great guy all around.
Yeah, I'm sure he is.
And coming into free agency,
I don't know. I feel like he's uber talented. He can block in the run game. But he's not being
utilized out there.
Exactly. He knows that. He's easily the 4th or 5th option in that offense if you really think about it. I mean, you got Keenan, you got Mike Williams, you got Eckler.
I think he had one or 2 targets against us.
Mm-hmm. Which is nothing. He's incredibly underutilized, and they're paying a lot of money for that franchise tag.
It's just under $11 million.
So I mean, I would sign him for 8 to 10.
Yeah,
a year?
Absolutely.
Easily.
I think you're going to be more 10, 11. He's getting 10 and change now on the franchise tag. I think he's going to expect to be somewhere in that ballpark. But, I mean, I'd be happy giving him a 10, 10 and a half, 11 a year.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's that next level. He's been very healthy. Great run blocker, which you've seen the Pats getting a strong, dynamic run game going. You have so many talented backs. Look at how strong our run game was this past game, and we didn't have Burkhead. You're implementing Sony Michel in a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You saw White get a bit more. There's a lot of just tweaks and movement and a lot of new stuff coming out.
What they're trying to do is incorporate Sony into that Rex Burkhead role.
Yeah.
In a way, because he got a couple of targets in the passing game,
passes, which is big. For
so
his
he's finally coming through there.
Yeah.
Trying to get he is that one cut back, and hopefully he can kind of not necessarily replicate, obviously, because Rex is pretty tough shoes to fill in that role, because Rex is just a grinder.
Yep.
He's not the most talented guy in the world. He's not the fastest. He's not the biggest, but he's going to give you 100% on every play, playing down every down. So hopefully Sony can kind of fill in those shoes in a sense, but I don't know how I feel about this game against the Rams.
It's going to be a tough one. I think you have probably the best odds for this year this game going into it. I think
this team
they
and
couldn't
the
have had
coaching.
it better coming off a 45-0 win, staying in LA. You don't have travel. It's a shorter week, but again, you're staying in LA. I think the odds are really in your favor. And again, you just played in that stadium last week, so you're still familiar with it. It's a joint stadium. So.
Yep. I just when our only offense is rushing and we can't throw, it concerns me. Yeah. Especially when the Rams are a top 5 rush defense in the league. And not to mention their secondary is stacked too. Jalen Ramsey is still a top 5 corner in this league. Even depending on the night that he wants to show up, I get that. But at the same time, I mean, he doesn't really have a lot to shut down in terms of receivers.
That's what I was going to say. On the flip side is what do you shut down? It's unpredictable offense. If they run if you predict to shut down Myers, which isn't a guy that typically Ramsey would cover, Myers could beat him on routes because it's not a platform he's ready. He really covers often. Or he takes Myers and you put, more behind N'Keal Harry for the game and you run some routes that he didn't normally get.
But can Cam hit him? That's the thing.
I think so.
Can Cam hit him?
I think so. And
can we get Can he get more than 100 yards passing for Christ's sake?
You might see a multi-quarterback game. You really might see a multi-quarterback game.
Really?
Yeah, just looking at it. I mean,
just looking here, man. Stidham completed 2 passes for 61 yards. Cam was 12 of 19 for 69 yards. Yeah, but you can't win.
The problem is
consistently.
You can though.
Consistently. This is not a long-term recipe.
They won a Super Bowl on this offense before.
Not throwing for 69 yards though.
Very close.
He threw for what? Brady won MVP in that Rams Super Bowl, and he threw for like 250.
Yeah.
So you can't win.
You can't win off
69
yards in
you
the
can't.
Super Bowl. No, but just teasing me.
There he is. Yeah, he is.
But no, I mean, it's how you take it. I really suspect that they're going to run a 2-quarterback series. I don't know for sure, but. Seeing Cam implemented in the Wildcat more really gets me to believe that they're going to start running a 2-quarterback rotation. They're going to throw Stidham or maybe Hoyer in a bit.
You're seeing McDaniels kind of come up with things week by week. And you can notice that with this offense and using different formations and different looks and literally incorporating it into that week of practice and then executing it in the game.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that this team is still bought in after all the adversity that they faced in the middle of the year when we were laying eggs all over the place against inferior teams. So
you just got to trust the process, trust the coaching. And McVay's a great football mind. But I do think that there's not enough on this Pats team for a guy like him to prepare. And I think that's going to be their struggle is how do you prepare for a team like this? And it's very similar to how New England loses to bottom barrel teams or almost loses to a team like the Jets, and they've done it year after year where you wonder how they lose to some of these teams when they're just dominating the best teams in the league. And it's just you don't have enough to prepare on. When you're a heavy football mind and you go against a team that just plays football, it's very hard to do because you think too many steps ahead and they're 30 steps behind you playing gimmicks and they get you on it. It's just like, look at the Redskins. Oh, sorry, Washington football team now. I forgot. But look at them. They go out, they perform, do what they need to do, take down Pittsburgh. Granted, I don't think Pittsburgh's a great team, but they go out and perform. And Pittsburgh probably never saw that loss coming if there was a loss to predict in the season. They had such an easy road to playoffs. I thought they would lose for the first time in playoffs.
Oh, really? I thought they'd go undefeated.
Till playoffs, yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, obviously there's
they
room
still
for
have
error.
Buffalo. They still have Indy.
Well, I said Buffalo.
There's one more, too.
Like 4 weeks ago, I said Buffalo would be the only team they would potentially lose to. And I still could see Buffalo beating them, but I don't also think that Buffalo is as hyped as it is.
Right.
Last night, realistically, they beat Dallas, but it would have been a close game if Greg the Leg didn't miss. Oh yeah, Baltimore. Sorry, if Greg the Leg wouldn't shank 3 kicks.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but still.
And then a team like Baltimore gives you a run for your money when they can't perform against teams like
Baltimore's in your top, they're top half of the league in terms of if you rank teams 1
top
through
half,
15, 16.
If you were to rank them coming into this year, knowing what you knew last year, you'd put them top 5.
Yeah, especially with that defense.
Yeah,
like
their defense top 5. They've gotten
defense
better
is underperformed. Lamar's definitely tailed off.
Yep.
And
they got better defensively, but yet they've gone back in ranking.
Mm-hmm.
They've kept a vast majority of their talent. It wasn't like, a New England or some of a Saints roll off where they lose half their payroll.
Mm-hmm.
Realistically, they've kept the majority of the guys.
Yeah.
It's just playing better. And I feel like Pittsburgh's kind of there. I feel like, they had an easy schedule. They beat the teams they needed to beat.
I see Pittsburgh losing at least one more game, maybe 2.
Yeah,
and
I don't know. The Giants,
ideally
speaking, are stepping up, so maybe the Giants.
Ideally speaking, if we can sneak into the playoffs, I want that Steeler matchup in the 2 set. If we get the 7 seed,
I would rather the Steelers
and see Pittsburgh at the 2, I think that's an extremely winnable game.
Yep.
Much more so than Kansas City, obviously.
Yeah, much more.
But with that being said, we still have to take care of business.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a tough game regardless. It's going to be very interesting to see how Damian Harris performs.
I think you can't afford to play from behind in this game tomorrow night. You can't.
Yeah,
you have to keep it close.
Like you did in LA already.
I'm almost inclined to, if you win that coin toss, take the ball.
Yeah.
And because, the past 2 games we've scored opening drive touchdowns, set the tone. So I'm almost in that mindset to where I kind of want the ball first.
Yeah.
In that sense, so we can just get it going.
Yep.
So I just don't see us if we get behind early, I think it'll be ugly. I truly do.
Yeah.
Granted, they get the ball first and they go down for 7 or 3. That following drive, if we go 3 and out or something like that's when I'll be real concerned.
It also depends on what Rams team you get. You have the Rams team that
you have a recipe to beat them.
Yeah,
because of your coaching, you have a recipe to beat them, and you have a way to beat Jared Goff. You did it in the Super Bowl. Nothing's changed. Jared Goff is still the same exact quarterback.
Yep. If not, a little
we
worse.
know who he is at this point in his career. And as long they have that established run game with that, they split carries with those 3 guys back there with Henderson and Akers and Malcolm Brown's a shell of himself, but still that 3-man bet. So they have a pretty decent run game. But if you can make them one-dimensional, I think you have a really good chance at the upset tomorrow night for sure.
Yep.
For sure.
Keep them throwing the ball. You got tons of good backs. Everyone's showing up. Phillips has been phenomenal. Jackson's been phenomenal.
Play to the strength of your defense in that secondary. And you can easily Woods and Kupp are good, but you can contain them.
Kupp's had a up and down year. If you hit him early out of the gate,
especially on my fantasy team, man, he's so frustrating. Yep. 1 week he'll get 20 targets with 12 catches.
Exactly.
And then last week he has 4 targets and 2 catches.
The game against the Bears, he didn't get targeted until the 3rd quarter. Guys like that, keep on him early, keep him irrelevant, and force him to throw the balls to guys like him. Make the guys that want to be irrelevant perform. That's how you're going to win the game.
You really do.
But
you have to keep it close.
Yeah.
You have to. You can't play from behind. Because when you play from behind, if the Rams make you one-dimensional in the passing game, it's over.
Yep.
I honestly, if we don't have a run game, I don't think we will.
And I think they will. I think there's so much dynamic to the run game, they'll have a run game. I really do.
Okay. I think you're a lot more confident than I am.
I'm not confident on the general win. I'm confident on the fact that we'll be able to perform where we need to perform. If they do, I don't know. But
with that being
they
said,
have the capability.
Do you like the Pats at +5? Plus 200 on the money line?
No. I feel like if they lose, it's going to be a bigger margin. If they lose, it's going to be at least by a touchdown. It's not going to be a 3-point game, I don't think. If they win, it could be a 3-point game.
Right.
But I don't see them losing by a 3-point game. I don't think it's...
Do you think we lose? What do you think?
Probably 60-40 they win.
Pats?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just feel pretty good about it. Again, coming off a strong win. A lot of things are clicking. You had a very, for the most part, healthy game, injury-wise. Cam looked a lot better pocket timing-wise. I think the Wildcat, the Wildcat 4 days before the Chargers. The Rams is really going to throw them off. They just saw 2 different offenses in 2 weeks. They're really going to be scrambling to adjust and to figure out what they're going to get. And I think that's what's going to play the Pats' pocket is the consistent changing of offenses, wildcat, not wildcat. Maybe you bring out Hoyer or Stidham for a little bit. You run some drives. There's a lot of opportunity there.
Yeah.
There really is.
I see a low-scoring game here. I really do.
Yeah, Thursday Night Football.
Over-under is 44.5.
I could see Pats winning 21-17.
I see a 23-20 type game. Yeah. I really do. 44.5 is tough, though.
That's a risky one.
I would take the under, but
it's a risky under to take.
It is a risky under.
Speaking of gambling, we got that win on the Lock of the Week last week.
Yeah, we did. Y'all need to tune into our Locks of the Week. Nick's got it down pat, folks.
5-2.
5-2. Yo, you need to get on this site with me, by the way. Get on this site with me.
I know, I got to get on that.
I used it on Sunday.
Speaking of which, I got an alert from Sportsbook today where they're like, hey.
Cardinals killed me on the parlay.
Oh, man. I told you, man. That
Cardinals was the only thing that killed me. I thought they'd show up, but Kyler's hurt. Yeah. Kyler's clearly
hurt. They got a lot of issues going on there.
Yeah, they do. Especially defensively, they can't stop anybody.
Defensively, they're playing rough, and they should have been playing 10 times better for who they have personnel-wise. I think there's some coaching downfalls. Some of the coaching calls are really crappy.
Early in the year, they were so good, though.
That's the problem is you get momentum. Once you and remember exactly how I told you this. What did I say before the season? I said you're going to have teams in week 6 and 7 that are going to be totally different teams than you had in 1 through 5.
Yeah,
because there's no preseason, there's no film. All these teams are going to come out, they're going to adjust, they're going to make adjustments, and it's going to be coaching at that point of who can adapt. And Arizona just can't adapt. People figure them out a bit. Coaches like Belichick, who don't have the best tools in the league, figure it out. They beat you. They set a tone. They leave a script. And if you don't adjust, you're done.
Yep.
If you don't adjust, you're done.
I don't know.
So many teams are watching that game.
I think Kingsbury's just got too much on his plate. If he was just the offensive coordinator, I feel like the Cardinals would be in much better shape. I think they need a better head coach.
Yeah.
Kingsbury's just too.
They need a better game manager. They need a better just overall football mindset. He runs some good offensive plays, but the problem is like some of the timeouts he calls. He doesn't have trust in his guys. He can't trust Kyler Murray to run the play clock and to manage the game like he should be as a quarterback. And I'm not saying Kyler Murray can't. What I'm saying is he can't trust him to do it. He's calling timeouts when Kyler Murray's aware they got 3 seconds left.
Yeah. You have to have more trust.
Big breakdown. You got to be better.
That defense is definitely so many holes. They can't
defense. That defense is probably one of the most underperforming defenses in the league based on personnel and how they should be performing.
They have such great young guys up front, and the biggest loss for them, not having Chandler Jones in that pass rush, is
and that's a big veteran guy,
extremely
a big veteran guy
to that front line of the Cardinals.
A big veteran,
it's killing them.
Huge.
They have no pass rush
anymore. Against a game like New England, that's a huge loss to have,
and especially speaking of New England. Our pass rush has been heating up the past couple of weeks, too.
Yep.
Where's that been?
Well, I told you, man. Butler's been performing. There's been a lot of guys that have been performing. And I think part of that comes with better coaching.
You know who we haven't touched on for the Pats either that I freaking love him? Uche, man.
Yeah.
Uche's been playing lights out.
Playing well.
Oh,
Phillips, too.
Especially on the edge. Phillips right there.
Phillips has been hot. You know?
It's been a great awakening of this defense.
And I think this is what you expect.
It truly has.
This is what you expect out of Bill Belichick. I think not having a preseason was probably one of the biggest things that ever hurt him. Mm-hmm. Normally, that's a time where he's crunching guys where like you normally wouldn't start with some of the guys.
You know where to kind of fit guys in specific schemes, different packages.
Yep.
Whereas
like
the first
like
you were saying, the first like week 1 through week 5, 6, and 7. He was definitely experimenting with guys,
moving
in different
guys,
roles,
shifting things,
and now he's kind of found his staple.
And I feel
like
with the pass rush, a lot of that was that. You know, do we trust the pass rush? Do we not trust them? Okay, now Winovich is kind of talking back to me, so I'm going to sit him for like 78 to 90% of the game.
Yeah.
And then now I'm going to put him back out because now he's frustrated and realizes that, like, you got to listen to me. Now I put him back out there, and he's performing better, and he's, getting sacks and interceptions. And it's just things that, like, really you do in the preseason in, like, week 1 and 2 that we were doing in, like, week 4, 5, and 6.
Yep.
And that was a big issue, but whether they go to the playoffs or not, I'm very happy with the turnaround of this team. And then they better perform next year. We better do well in free agency. So much money coming into next year that, we really have to capitalize.
You really do.
You have the chance to be like, it's almost hard to say like the next Chiefs because obviously the Patriots are like the dynasty. But you have a chance to really reconnect the dynasty, keep on trucking. You have tons of money available, tons of good free agents out there. Just make it happen.
Yep. And with that, we're going to hit this break real quick, folks. 508-222-1320. I love listening to Nick talk, but I would love to hear from other people too. So hit us up. We got a 2-minute break here. We'll be right back. Yeah. We back.
Oh,
MVP.
yeah.
Port Stock Radio. Ladies and gentlemen. Got Nick and Ryan in the studio at the moment. Hoping for Tim to join us around 8 o'clock. Get us in a little power hour. Little power whammy.
Oh, yeah.
Little power hour going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, call on in. 508-222-1320.
Give us a call, y'all. We got how many? We got 6 viewers in the house. Like hit us up, y'all. We got open lines. Drew ain't calling in yet. So like hit us up, y'all. Like we're lonely in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yo.
Let me do this too.
What are you doing? Oh, you looking at locks of the week?
No, but I do need to do that.
Yeah, you need to look into that. Look into the lock of the week, buddy. 39. Okay. 39 and 59. So, we talked about the Pats against the Chargers. We kind of previewed a little bit about the Rams. Didn't dive too much into it. I'm sure we will dive more into it once Tim arrives. But since we kind of touched on that, me and Nick take our little trip around the NFL. Little trip around the NFL. And let's go through some games here. A lot of surprises this week, for sure. What kind of looked like on paper as a boring week in the NFL actually kind of turned out to be pretty good, I think. So let's start. Where do we want to start? How about, the this game was a lot closer, or ended a lot closer than what it really was. And that was the Browns in that Titans game.
Yeah.
Were you like me and watched Red Zone all day pretty much on Sunday?
Yeah.
That's pretty much what I do on Sundays.
This Sunday, I was actually over at Tim's house, so it was really heavy into the Pats game. And then we watched what was the second game there?
Well, the Pats played at 4, didn't they? Yeah, they played at 4.
Yeah. And then
the Sunday night game?
The Sunday night game, yeah.
The Sunday night game was Chiefs-Broncos.
Yeah.
Bad matchup, but close game.
Yeah, I thought it'd be kind of close.
Those divisional games.
Again, you had Drew Lock come back, too.
Yeah, those divisional games are always close. No matter.
I was really hoping for the Bronco upset.
Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice to see.
That was really why I watched it, was just praying for that upset.
But yeah, that Browns-Titans game, was that... So what do you think? Was that the Browns making a statement, or was that the Titans just not on their game that day?
Not on their game.
Yeah? Think so? You don't think the Browns...
Derrick Henry was crap. The defense was crap. We're talking about a team that struggled to beat the Houston Texans. What was it, 9-7 was the game? They beat them, I think.
Something like that.
And a couple matchups, they've just struggled. And this is like recent games. And I try not to like compare scores of past matchups, but like they haven't been like this powerhouse offensive team to allow them to put up 45 points.
Right. 41.
41. Crazy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was...
So there was a big collapse. Granted, they got some good coaches there. Vrabel's a great coach. So I don't like overall blame coaching. I don't know what it was, truthfully. It just seemed crazy to me as a whole.
Turnover,
fumble, it really did.
Touchdown, punt, fumble, touchdown, interception. Yeah, I mean they went for it on 4th down on their first drive. Field goal, touchdown. They're down 10-0 immediately. Then they fumble, and then touchdown again, 17-0. Yeah, it's just they got down quick, and then Cleveland just capitalized on.
Yeah,
once
mistakes. They were down 17-0, the morale was just crap.
Until
they started making moves.
Baker had his best game of the year. He looked.
But is that a
he looked flawless.
Is that a testament to Baker or
he made some throws?
Crappy performing.
He made some good throws. I mean, he fit them in. 25 of 33, 334, and 4 touchdowns. It's a good game.
Part of it.
Part
of it killed me too because I needed Derrick Henry to perform.
Chubb had a great game. Kareem, yeah, Derek didn't do too well for you.
No.
And I was thinking about starting Corey Davis, and I'm regretting it right now. So we're in the playoffs now.
I would have been ticked. I would have been ticked if he did well against me because I dropped him and you picked him up.
Are we playing?
I don't think so.
Are each other?
Don't tell me that. No,
I'm playing London, gentlemen. I'm playing Ricardo. I'm not playing you.
I think
because we're in the playoffs now.
Yeah, I think I
dropped. And Drew got bounced.
Yeah, I dropped to 5th. I was second down.
Yeah, you're
to 5th,
playing Billy Bumblers. I wish I was playing Billy Bumblers. You lucky. I should have tanked. I should have tanked the game against you just for the matchup. But then again, like if you win, you play Jeremy.
Yeah.
And Jeremy's kind of that's a tough matchup for anybody. So, I mean, granted, but so you don't think the Titans were exposed? You just think that they laid an egg?
Yeah, I think they laid an egg.
Is Cleveland for real? Cleveland for real?
No.
Are they more real than Pittsburgh? Oh, that's a good question. Same division.
I don't know.
They face each other in Week 17.
It depends how you look at it. So if you tell me that Pittsburgh's a good, formidable, challenging team,
yeah. Well, yeah, of course.
But
Cleveland?
The problem, to an extent, maybe on a good day.
Who's better?
Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Because?
Defense.
Okay.
Defense outperforms that offense any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
The thing with Pittsburgh, though, is they're just so overhyped this year. I mean, yeah, they added a few guys. They added Minka and a couple guys. Yeah. I get that. But, like, as a whole team, they aren't really running anything different. The same offensive schemes, the same defensive, style. It's very much the same Pittsburgh Steelers we've saw for the last 7 years or more under Tomlin's tenure. The problem is just the easy schedule this year, and with some new guys, I feel like they got overhyped.
Yeah.
They're a good team. I mean,
for Pittsburgh, yeah.
It'd be a challenge to play them. Not gonna say it's not. Just a bit overhyped. like the other day,
not a 1 seed.
The other day when I was listening to 98.5, some guy was like, Tomlin's going to beat Belichick and another record and first team to go 19-0 and wipe off the Dolphins and, do what the Patriots couldn't do.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And then I called in and was like, they're definitely going to lose round 1 of playoffs, if not lose before then. So they're not going 19-0.
Yeah.
And they lost literally a day later because I think that call was on Saturday.
Mm-hmm. But that's the recipe.
2 days later.
I've been saying it all year long. When you stop Derrick Henry, you stop the Titans. That should be because Ryan Tannebaum is not going to beat you.
There was still a close game in the end, though. So Tannehill kind of almost
right, but that was because Cleveland kind of put it into cruise control, especially defensively. Yeah. They definitely put it into cruise control. They certainly did. I mean, offensively they did too. They only scored 3 points in the second half, but they didn't really need to do much. But yeah, they were definitely in cruise control, I think. And again, this Cleveland team. Like if Tennessee is facing, a formidable AFC opponent, like I don't know, even if you like Pittsburgh's a better coach team, they're not going to blow a lead like that, and Tomlin's not going to let them go into cruise control like that.
No.
You've got Kansas City, I mean, even Indy, like there's even the Patriots. They would not. Those top AFC well coached teams are not going to allow the Titans to try and bounce back into the game like they did.
Yeah.
But again, I think it's more of the Browns had a decent recipe, and I think the Browns are significantly more well coached this year than they were last year, and I think that showed a lot in this game, especially early, where they took advantage of a lot of mistakes that Tennessee made. And they had 3 consecutive touchdown drives in the second quarter. I mean, it's definitely much better coaching.
Part of me wishes we dove more into fantasy this year.
What do you mean? Like more leagues?
Nah, like talking about it and stuff. I feel like we didn't dive that much into fantasy this year.
Well, yeah, because we're focusing more on bets, I think.
Yeah, true.
I think bets kind of replaced fantasy in a sense.
Now I'm in the point where, do I start Crowder this week? I don't know. Crowder's so up and down.
I don't know. With the
Seattle,
Jets. So I'm projected to win. I haven't even made any lineup changes yet.
I'm projected to lose, but by 3. So.
Yeah, McLaurin had a bad game for me against Pittsburgh, too. I'm not happy with that. Got San Fran this week. Okay, that's not terrible. This is tough. I'm not playing Bernard this week. I learned from last week. I'm not starting Giovanni Bernard anymore. Corey Davis is going into my starting lineup this week. And then David Montgomery, after the week he had, I'll keep him in there.
If I win and I play you, I won't play you in there.
No, you play.
If say we get to like the championships or something,
I need you to
and
Jeremy.
Corey Davis messes me up. Oh man,
wouldn't that be something?
I'll be pissed.
Oh man, that'd be great. That would be.
Gallman running against Arizona. So I kind of feel good about.
What was it? Okay, so we mentioned the Steelers. So let's dive into that game because we're taking our trip around the NFL. So. How do I view this game? How do I look at this game? Because I watched a good majority of it. And I'm looking at this game, and I was watching a good bit of it. And number one, and the big highlight I want to make is Alex Smith.
Yeah.
The way that not just like forget about his play for a minute. The injury that he had to come back from. The multiple infections. How many surgeries did he go through on that leg?
I forget. He said it too. I thought it was like 18 or something.
18 different.
Maybe it might have even been more. I forget the number he said.
Like the extent of adversity that he has faced.
Put it this way: at one point,
to come back.
At one point, they told him and his wife that he was going to be paralyzed.
Oh, jeez.
And then they said that he wasn't going to be paralyzed. They were going to amputate the leg.
Yeah.
Because he at first told him, like, just do anything to save my life. And then it got to the point where they were going to take the leg. They talked about amputating the leg. And then they were talking about, things they could possibly do to save the leg. And to be where he is now in, 2 years, remarkable.
Right. And the way, not just him coming back from this injury and the adversity he faced dealing with that, but the way he's come back, especially over the course of these past few weeks, and to be as competitive and he's literally taken this team and has been an inspiration for them. He's lifted up this entire team. This offense looks entirely different than when Haskins or Kyle Allen was playing. And this defense is starting to show up too. And Ron Rivera has definitely had a huge impact on that defense. That defense is super underrated. This team as a whole is completely underrated. Alex Smith, 31 of 46, 296 and a touchdown. That's the thing with this offense when Alex Smith is in the game. And Alex Smith has been like this his entire career. I mean, he's not going to wow you with, Patrick Mahomes type throws and sidearms and, and scrambles and stuff like that. He's a great great game manager. He makes all of the throws that you ask him to, and he doesn't turn the ball over. That's the biggest thing with this offense and the biggest difference. Yeah. He will not turn the ball over. He is very careful about that. One of the best in the league when it comes to not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
For sure.
He's such a good game manager. And Ron Rivera, such a difference maker. Really the reason why I think they are where they are and why they had that upset. With a couple right off-season moves, they really might be a good contender coming up, and you wouldn't have thought it thinking back to last season.
Mm-hmm.
But same thing with the Giants.
They've got a great core there. Like McLaurin, who's a top wideout in this league. He's a great number one for that team in his second year. You've got that three-headed monster in the backfield with Barber, Gibson, and McKissick. Gibson can go off and rush 20, 25 times a game, give you over 100 yards. This offense has so many different ways of beating you. And then Logan Thomas played quarterback at Virginia Tech and converted quarterback to tight end now. He has 9 catches for 98 yards and a touchdown. I mean, this offense is just so many different ways to beat you now.
Yep.
I mean, I'll say it right now. The Redskins, the Washington football team, will win this division.
At least you made the same mistake as me on there.
I'm still going to call them the Redskins.
It's such a
My dad had season tickets to them for years, and he gave them up, I think, almost 10 years ago because Dan Snyder's an idiot.
Yeah.
But, and I honestly don't blame my dad. Those are some of the best memories as a kid is going to those games.
Yep.
But the stadium's a crap. But they will win the division. Mark my words. I mean, the Giants, I think, are coming on a little bit, too.
Yeah.
Joe Judge is kind of showing some stuff here.
Yeah, Joe Judge.
I mean, granted, we're talking a really, really high about 2, 5, and 7 teams right now.
Yeah, but
granted,
with what they're working with, it's kind of.
But again, going back to your point, week 1 through 5, 6, 7, no preseason, no full camp, no training camp. It's a much different league this year.
Washington and with New York,
new coaches,
yeah.
Yep. So I mean, they're just finding their groove now, and I mean, this Washington team, they're fun to watch.
And I'm more impressed with the Giants in the sense that Joe Judge, who everyone kind of laughed off, is like, you hired New England's wide receiver coach who no one knew about.
So no Daniel Jones. He's getting it done with Colt McCoy.
Which
no
Colt
Saquon.
is probably one of the best backups you could have.
Good backup.
Just such a reliable veteran.
Mm-hmm. No Saquon.
Yep.
And that defense is starting to show up too. That Giants defense starting to show up too.
Gallman's stepping up. He's doing well for me in fantasy, and I pray to God he does it again this week.
Yeah, man. Oh, did Drew? Oh, I'll be calling in for you boys. Okay, so Drew, I guess, is calling in soon.
Yeah, so we'll probably get him maybe at the top of the hour or right before.
So I mean, dude, this Washington team, God, I love watching them play. And Dad, I know you don't like the NFL right now, and I know you don't like this Washington football team, but trust me, they're fun to watch. Alex Smith is just a whole nother monster, and we're hitting on the football team right now when we should also kind of hit on the Steelers here.
In a good or bad way?
Both. I mean, not a lot of good coming from this game for Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
All of the concerns that everyone had about Pittsburgh throughout the course of the season, with the easy schedule, with not facing tough opponents, and the blaring weaknesses of this offense, not being able to run the ball, and Ben throwing 53 times, and I mean, they don't have a run game, and they're so one-dimensional offensively. I mean, you can't beat a lot of teams that way.
Yeah.
And you're not going to win a lot of games scoring 17 points. So, I don't know. James Conner not being available, I think, hurts them more than what it's showing. I mean, they ran the ball, 12, 13, 14 times. 13 times they ran the ball. Ben threw it 53 times. They're so one-dimensional. And they had a lot of drops, too. Their receivers dropped the ball, I think, like 9, 10 times. Yeah. It was like 9, 10 drops in this game.
Also, I want to know one quick thing, too. I think I hit it right on the head with Drew Brees' return coming back next week.
Is he really?
So he'll be.
Is it confirmed?
Yeah, they said week 15.
Okay.
Confirmed. So, kind of.
Who do the Saints have this week?
This week they have the Eagles.
Yeah, okay.
And then next week is when they have the Chiefs.
Kansas City, right?
Yeah. And I said I think that he'll take this week off regardless of how he feels to just get that extra week.
Okay.
Because you got to bring him out for KC. You have to give KC a run for their money. You have to really try to bang him up a bit because you're probably, if you're in New Orleans, you're expecting to play them in the Super Bowl.
Right.
I think that's, if you're smart and you think you're going to make it, you think KC is going to be the AFC team.
Right.
So you really got to get out there and give your best shot. Get some film on how they react to your offense and try to adapt.
Yep. I mean, yeah, you hit it right on the head there. I mean, I don't know, where's the problem with the Steelers team? Like, what's going on?
I think it's just an average team. I think most people probably have film on their
is
style.
Ben checked out? Like, I feel like he's just in La La Land. There's not a lot of urgency from him. Like, you see a lot of bad body language. Like, I'm a big body language guy when it comes to sports.
I feel like he's always kind of been bad body language.
Like, he's just kind of in coast. He's coasting.
Maybe he's
not even invested.
I don't know. I feel like a part of him feels like he's like the least talked about on the team. Maybe so he's a little bit less excited about the team as a whole. Generally, in the past, it's Big Ben and so and so, and now it seems like he's probably just. You know what I mean? It's almost like he's irrelevant. Kind of. When you think of the Steelers, you honestly forget sometimes he's still a quarterback.
Yeah.
And maybe that weighs on him. Maybe just kind of him battling all these old age injuries, and it's like both knee injuries.
I still think the defense is solid here too. I mean, they did a good job shutting down Washington's run game. I mean, they only ran the ball for 45 yards. Peyton Barber averaged 1.6 per carry. McKissick 1.6 per carry. Gibson only had 2 carries. I mean, they did a good job shutting down the run. Steelers have always been good like that this year. So, I mean, the defense isn't their problem.
Yeah. No, I mean, a lot of it's offensively.
There's no run game. They have no rushing attack.
Yeah, and you had so many opportunities to really get out there and play well. Washington couldn't get through on a couple drives. After you had failed on a couple drives, you really should be taking that opportunity to strike. But instead, you let them get the ball back repeatedly, and, of course, eventually they're going to score.
Lots of punts in the first quarter. Holy smokes. And then Pittsburgh finally scored. Turnover, punt, touchdown, punt, field goal. Yeah, I mean, they owned that first half. Pittsburgh did.
Oh, for sure.
With 14-3.
They owned like most of the
having Washington hit that field goal at the end of the half, getting the ball back at halftime, and scoring a touchdown. They had their first drive of the second half, 14-play, 95-yard drive for a touchdown for Washington.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of set the tone for them.
Yeah, and they ate up a lot of clock, too.
Yep. And, I mean, the defense stepped up when they needed to and at the end of the game there. Ben had a chance. Ben had a chance to bring him back down and try and tie it or win it. And then, you had Montez Sweat with the batted ball and the interception.
And that was huge.
Which was, by Bostic.
You had Steelers charging, not really charging because, you had 2 big penalties that accounted for like 30 yards of movement. Pass interference, which is a big one. And they were in the zone. It was
really
theirs to take. Just some stupid mistakes.
It was their best game all year for
and
Washington.
They really just rushed what didn't need to be rushed. They played like they were getting demolished by Washington if they just played calm football. I mean, Sweat had multiple blocked balls. I think
he had
3 or 4.
Yep.
I mean, come on. And
they touched on that in the post game too.
Yeah, and you're throwing a little short and goes right to him. You know, like if you have the ball batted down by two guys, you got to try to avoid them. You got to adjust routes to get around them. You can't throw the ball right at him on like a little go screen route. Like it was a tiny little route. The ball was right to him. You know he's going to bat it down. He's been doing it all night. And you allow it to happen, and it bit you. I mean, you got two chances to where it didn't kill you, and you did it again. And the third time it killed you. It's like, fool me once, shame on you.
We'll see how Pittsburgh does in the latter part of their schedule because they got a lot of tough tests coming up.
Yeah, they got Buffalo this week coming off a loss. It's going to be a big challenge.
They got Indy in a couple weeks after that, so we'll see. We're going to hit 2 breaks here in the top of the hour, folks. It'll be quick, and we maybe less than 5 minutes.
Food for thought. We want them to win out. We want Pittsburgh to win out. Let them win out. Sure. We want them to give Buffalo the much-needed loss. Indy, we really need to lose. You got Indy and Vegas this week, so one of those teams is going to take a loss, and whichever one doesn't. And I think it'll be Vegas that takes a loss, but then you got Indy, who's really strong. You need losses on these teams.
Yeah, you do. So we'll hit this break real quick, folks, and we'll be right back. 508-222-1320. Join us. Yeah. We back. Yeah.
You didn't need to dump them.
We back.
You caught it.
We back. Did I?
Yeah.
I thought I got the clean version, and it wasn't. So, well.
Yeah, if there's a little, if there's a little symbol next to it, don't.
Oh, I didn't see explicit on there, so. Oh. What do we got?
It's the Edinburgh Police Department.
Look who it is. Well. Look who we have here.
Gentlemen, good evening.
We've got all four of us now, guys.
What is the good word, boys?
Look at this. How you doing, buddy? Are you working?
I'm taking a quick break just to talk to you boys.
Yes.
I feel privileged.
Yes. Very privileged. Very privileged. All right, Drew. So since you dive in, bro. Dive right in since you're on a break. Dive in. Tell us what you got.
All right, here's what I want to know.
Okay?
Do the Patriots have a chance now to get to the postseason?
No.
Boom.
No.
Wow, bombshell.
Yes.
Elaborate, Timothy. Elaborate.
Second question before you elaborate.
Okay.
Since they don't have a chance, should we stop playing Jarrett Stidham to see what we got?
No.
Double no.
Hell no.
Back-to-back no's.
Absolutely no. Sit him.
All right.
Sit him.
Sit 'em.
Fair enough.
Sit him. Sit him.
Stidham.
All right, elaborate. You don't think we have a chance to make
Elaborate
the playoffs?
on which one.
The playoffs.
I think
no, I don't even want to hear the Stidham take.
So you're a day late and a dollar short. It's that simple.
I don't know.
You don't think this team can win out?
I think so. All right. It's
If
not
they
as sim-
win
it's-
out-
but it's not as simple as win out.
It is.
It's not.
They have a 96% chance to make the
Who's in front
playoffs
of them
if
right
they
now?
win out.
Who's in front of them right now? They're
Right-
not going to win the division.
Right, I'm not worried about it right now.
So they're not going
You
to win
got
the division.
Indy, Vegas.
No, I know
We
that.
can agree on that.
I know that.
Okay.
Indy, Vegas,
Okay.
and Baltimore.
What's the records?
Indy, Vegas is Miami?
Miami's ahead of them.
Miami. Exactly.
Yeah. But if you beat Miami's got Kansas City this week.
What's Miami's record?
8-4.
Are they 8-4?
What's New England's record?
6-6.
So you got a 2-game lead.
You got to beat
Yep.
them,
So if
So
you beat
you
them
need- yeah.
and they
Beat
lose
'em.
to KC,
and they lose to
So
KC,
you
which I think they can
essentially-
lose to KC,
You essentially need a 3-game swing.
I think you can win the division.
which
Well, we have the
if they both
tiebreaker.
finish 10-6, you own the
That's
tiebreaker
what
with
we'll have
Miami.
the tiebreaker head-to-head,
Right now,
so
but
they
we
only
haven't
do
played
2
them
games.
yet.
Right.
And
So
I'm
if
pretty
you
sure-
win out, you pretty much control your own destiny if you win out.
Well, no, because you still have to. It's all right. So there's still the teams that are involved here.
Hang on,
This isn't as simple as just winning out.
I'm gonna-
You
You
need
got
a lot
Indy.
more than just to
You
win
got
out.
Indy, who's got a tough road. You got Vegas, who has a tough road.
Here we go. All right. Division.
Drew, what's your take? While
Miami
we
has
got
to
you.
lose 2 out of the last 4, and you have to sweep in order
Yeah.
to make it in.
Yeah, so you need to. They need to lose to KC.
Well, yeah, the first things
Like they
first,
will.
Pats have to win out.
Yeah, and I think their first challenge is this Thursday.
Is
I think
tomorrow.
it's a winnable game.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think it's a
Tomorrow night
winnable
they have to
game.
win.
I think it's a winnable game, but I don't think it's as simple as
No, it's a very tough road. You have 3 tough games in a row.
you got to beat the Bills.
You got to beat Miami.
I mean Vegas,
They're going to beat these Rams.
and then Vegas and the Vegas Dolphins and Vegas play
And guess what?
in a couple weeks.
Guess what?
What?
Not only have to beat Miami, you got to go into Miami and beat Miami.
Yeah,
It's been tough for the
I
past
know.
the last few
I know.
years.
Assuming they win out, we make it. Assuming we win out, we make
Yeah,
it.
I agree.
Yeah, we went out, but then we also need other people to lose. You're
Which
forgetting that.
They're
well,
gonna lose.
because you're playing against people that are ahead of you, and the people that are ahead of you are playing each other as well. So they will
Yeah, like,
eventually
for
knock
example,
each other out.
Ahead of you have Indy and Vegas. They play this week. Then you have
Right.
Miami and KC playing. You
No,
have-
Vegas plays in Miami in a couple weeks too.
Yeah, well, I'm saying I'm speaking of like matchups of leaders
Right.
coming up.
Right.
Then you have Vegas and Miami, and then you have Pittsburgh Bills. And then you also play the Bills. The Bills have a pretty easy road after Pittsburgh and us.
I also think Baltimore might tail off here too.
Well, I don't even think Baltimore's in right now after that loss last week.
They're above us, I
Because
believe.
Baltimore
Yeah,
has
but they're not in
Cleveland.
the playoff spot. They don't have one of the top.
Oh yeah,
spots.
they're trailing. Yeah,
Baltimore has Cleveland this week, and then they got the Giants in Week 16, and the Giants are on the up and up. So I
Depending
mean,
on
that's
how
not
the
a gimme.
Giants- I mean,
They
depending on how
got the
Giants
Jags in
perform
Week
this
15, whatever. But I mean, there's a lot of potential.
All
there.
right.
Giants got
So-
the Cardinals this week. If they
But
beat
you
the
have to-
Cardinals going into that game, it's gonna be a different ball game.
Can we all be on the same page here that the Patriots lose Thursday, that they're done?
Yeah, If they lose one game, they're
Agreed.
done. I
Agreed.
think.
Okay.
They gotta win out.
Yeah, I think they got to win out.
Now,
If we win our
It's just
divisional
so much
games,
talent this year. It's a lot of
they're not
stacked
done if we lose tomorrow night. We're not done,
that's a bold
Well, not
prediction.
now.
technically
mathematically.
speaking.
That's a bold
Yeah,
prediction.
not
Not
yeah.
Technically
Drew's-
speaking,
Drew's right.
with
Not
all of these
mathematically,
teams
but-
here, that could easily crap themselves.
Here's the problem. I think if you
And
lose
if you
tomorrow
win
night,
out,
you need to lose.
You beat
the next
Buffalo,
three.
you beat Miami, and you beat
Get
the
the pick.
Jets. I think you have a good chance of getting it.
If you can't come off a 45-0 win to beat the Rams,
Or compete.
then-
To compete against
Here's
the
what
Rams.
I'm
I
worried
think
about.
to beat.
I'm worried about Aaron Donald.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the one player
Oh,
in that
absolutely.
game that I think
Yeah,
if
we're
he has a
talking
good
a lot
game,
about
it's
the-
done.
we- run defense.
We contained him and almost shut him down in that Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you're also talking 2 years ago.
Yeah, I know.
Very
I get
different
that.
Aaron
I get that.
Donald.
But a lot of the same offensive linemen, though, still. in
I
this
just
group.
think that
Yeah,
if
but
no, go ahead,
Tom
Drew.
Brady's not back there throwing the ball away in under 3 seconds.
That's
so-
true. If we can't run the ball, game's over.
Yeah, so
Period.
I mean, the problem's going to be if you can't beat the Rams, there's a lot better teams that are going to be in the playoffs than the Rams. If you can't beat the Rams, I think you need to take the formidable seat, get out of the way, and get a pick. Get a good draft
Yeah.
pick. Come in with a lot of money to spend next year and set yourself up. You had a great year. You saw a lot out of players you didn't think you'd see anything out of. That's a win in my book. I don't know.
I hate the
Figure that
tanking.
into the roof.
I hate it.
I don't think
I
it's
really
so
do.
much.
So
it's-
I'm gonna-
You don't make the
touch on that.
playoffs, the season's a failure. It's just plain and
No.
simple.
No, it's not
plain
a-
and simple.
but-
Absolutely.
but
With
it's-
the coaching that you have,
Okay,
no,
hold on a
absolutely.
minute.
This
Hold on
year
a
it's
second.
not a failure.
It's a failure.
Hold on. How is this a failure?
if we don't make the playoffs,
What expectations did you sit there and go, oh, yeah, we're going to make the playoffs?
I want us to compete and make.
No.
We're a playoff team.
But when did you sit there and say, yeah, we're going to make the playoffs, we're going to be in the hunt?
We should make the playoffs.
No,
Absolutely.
No, but when did you as a fan sit there and
I
say,
mean, before the
we're
season,
going to
I
make the
thought
At the
playoffs?
we'd
beginning
go
of the
10 and
season,
4,
my
sorry.
expectations
I could see 10 and 6.
11 and 5.
is to make the playoffs. That was my expectations.
I don't know, man.
Based on the coaching that we have
I think
and the
going
way that
in-
we're able to game plan,
going
this
in-
should be a playoff team.
going in before we even got Cam Newton, this was not a playoff team.
I still thought it was a playoff team.
No.
I absolutely did.
No.
With Stidham?
Because
No way.
you guys picked them to win the division this year.
When we got Cam,
Yeah.
absolutely. Before then,
I
I was
said-
saying
I said
Buffalo
with-
had the division.
Even
I said
before-
Buffalo, Miami.
Yeah, so even before then, I expected us
With
to be a
Stidham, I
playoff
expected
team.
crap, but I was hopeful that it'd be great. What else am I going to do as a fan? But
I mean,
They didn't spend any money.
no, they didn't. No,
They didn't.
no.
That's the bottom line.
But you have a good enough roster and all-time great coaching on this team,
Yeah,
To
but-
where
but-
they should
but
be a
here's
playoff
the
team.
thing.
Two.
Here's
Two
the
good
thing.
coaches.
which is
And
why
guess what?
if you don't make the playoffs, it's a failure to
But
me.
here's the
Here's
issue.
the thing. And the Washington Redskins or Washington football team are a great example of it. The league's changing. Good coaching doesn't mean you're going to win games. You need players who are going to show up and perform.
Ron
And
Rivera.
players want to play hard. Don't sit there and tell me Ron Rivera's a great coach.
He's a good coach.
No, stop.
I didn't say great coach.
Stop.
He's a good
because
coach.
other than the one good year that he
He's
had
better
in
than a
Carolina,
lot of other coaches.
out
in
of
this
one
league.
good year he had in Carolina, he hasn't proven anything. He's an average coach. And
think
the
he's
thing
doing
is,
that.
Washington
the thing
looks
is
better
that
with
he
him.
gets the most out of his players.
Right.
That's the bottom line.
That's a coach's job.
Yeah, but he's not like he's sitting here and he's drawing up these amazing plays. You're like, you know what? That's great coaching.
I think it's
It's
hard
not.
to I
Players
think
need
it's
to
hard
play to
say-
their potential.
I think it's hard to say like with New England's great coaching when they lose Flores, then they lose Judge. It gets a lot tougher. You lost a great, apparently, looking at how New York's kind of turning it around and how he's doing there. You lost a great wide receiver coach in a team where you have no wide receivers. So you could use a guy like him this year. You could use a guy like Brian Flores this year.
Just saying, you have 2 tight ends you picked early in the draft. You have a wide receiver that hasn't shown up. You're not getting the most out of your players. You're not. And if you were, because you had such
I
great
think
coaching,
these past 2 weeks you're getting.
Then you would.
You're getting a good bit out of them.
the tight ends haven't even seen the field.
Well, not besides
Yeah,
the tight end. The players that are on the
useless.
field.
The 2 useless
The
picks.
players that are on the
The
field.
2 useless picks.
The players that are on the field.
And N'Keal
though.
Harry, what has he done? What's he done?
Oh no, absolutely not.
Okay.
But the
And
The players that are on the field-
Let's also not get too. Let's not look too in deep at the 45-0 score because 21 points. It's their swing plays.
Right, yeah,
A punt
you're right.
return, a block field goal, and then you had a garbage touchdown throw to Gunnar Olszewski.
you're right.
That's 21 points. So 24-0 on the Chargers isn't that real big of a score or 20? Yeah, 24.
I think it is.
I don't think so.
compared to how they performed.
But the
all year.
defense?
Oh, they got blown out in one of the other games too.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
Going into week 10, they hadn't lost by
We
more than
hit
7.
it on the show earlier.
Going into
hang
week
on, I'll
10,
bring
they
it
hadn't
up.
lost by more than 7. They lost to Miami by 8. Where do they lose by more than 21?
Chargers, hang on, I'm going.
They brought it up in the middle of the game.
Full schedule.
How about those Cowboys?
Oh, Jesus. Well,
Rest
Drew,
in
we
peace.
haven't heard from you much, buddy. How's it going? So what do you think?
You know,
Is
I got to tell you,
Are the
I feel
Patriots
like Mike
done?
McCarthy might be on the hot seat.
Who?
I feel like Mike McCarthy might be on the hot seat.
You know they're going to give him another year.
Okay,
man.
With no Dak.
so
But he sucked even before Dak went down.
Week 1, week 2.
let's see. Week 1, you had 16-13. That was 3 points to the Chiefs, 5 points to the Panthers, 7 points to the Bucks, 3 points to the Saints, 10 points to the Jaguars. 1 point they lost to the Broncos. They lost by 5 points to the Raiders, 8 points to the Dolphins. They won by 6 points to the Jets. They lost by 10 to the Bills, and they got blown out 45-0
Yeah.
to the
There's
Pats.
no other blowout.
So really, what? So
I'm not saying that
their
they got
biggest
blown
loss is
out.
what?
I'm just
Yeah,
saying
a
it's
team that-
been more
Would
teams
they
than
lose
just
to KC
7-0.
by like 1 or 2?
Yeah, it's a divisional game. They always play divisional games hard.
I don't see
Same thing as
where
when we played Buffalo.
45-0 is even 21-0. It's a
But again, I mean,
win.
at that point, you already had 2 huge, back-breaking special teams plays. They couldn't manage the clock for you know what.
Chargers can't coach.
Yeah,
Chargers
exactly.
have terrible
Anthony
coach.
Lynn
that
doesn't
coach-
deserve to be the coach.
Same thing that I
Such a
said back
waste
in
of-
Hard Knocks.
that-
He's an idiot. The guy can't cook chicken.
said-
the guy can't coach football.
I said at the beginning of the show,
a waste of
I would
space.
flip rosters with the Chargers right now.
Yeah, same.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Flip
In a heartbeat.
Flip it.
You want to know why? Give me Hunter Henry.
Belichick's the coach of the Chargers. What? Nick said they're probably 11-1
that,
right now.
that team's easily
11-5 minutes.
9-2 at worst, or,
Yep.
or 9-3, easily, easily.
Big.
But I mean, let's look at it. When's the last time that there's been a rookie quarterback that's played New England that Belichick hasn't had his number?
True that.
Hey,
The last
you
one was
guys think
probably
Justin
Russell
Herbert's
Wilson, I
gonna win
think.
Rookie of the Year?
Who?
You think Herbert wins the
No.
Offensive Rookie of the Year?
No.
Who wins Rookie of the Year?
And the reason why I asked while you think about that is I just pulled a Justin Herbert rookie card from a team break that I did the other day.
I saw that.
That
Looked
right
nice.
now,
Oh yeah.
right now it's worth about $400 on eBay.
Holy
And
smokes!
Sell it when you can.
I'm wondering, do I sell it now and get the 400, or I wait till he wins Rookie of the Year?
Sell
and
it
see if
now.
goes up?
Wait.
I think wait.
Because I think he'll win Rookie of the Year in the AFC.
It's just such a crap Rookie of the Year class. Or rookie class, rather.
One, I like Justin Jefferson.
Yeah,
I like him.
That's the NFC though.
NFC.
There's AFC
No, I know,
and NFC.
but I'm just
yeah.
saying, I like him.
I think he could win Rookie.
I
of the
think
Year, but
Jefferson
Yeah.
in the NFC.
You know, I still wouldn't be surprised if Joe Burrow somehow still wins it. I really wouldn't. And I could honestly see it being like a, what's his name? Zion
That's
Williamson.
like-
Comes and
that's
plays
like in the
10 games and wins Rookie of the Year.
when Ozzie Smith-
It's
1980s
nonsense.
when Ozzie Smith
Yeah,
wins,
the
not
NBA is
Ozzie
more
Smith,
nonsense than the NFL.
Who was the guy that got traded from St. Louis in the 80s? He got traded mid-season and still won the NL batting championship. I can't think of it. Was it Terry Pendleton? I don't know. I just think that's
forget.
funny. The guy's not even in the league and he wins the crown.
Yep.
But anyway, I digress.
I don't think he's got a lot of the problem. I mean, maybe because he doesn't have a lot of competition. He's played
not-
pretty
is the
well.
kid-
I don't know. It's tough. That's
Is the
tough.
kid Robinson from Jacksonville? Was he an undrafted rookie or was this a second year, a third year for him?
James Robinson,
Second year.
second
right?
year.
The running back.
Second
the
year.
Second year.
First year.
Is he?
He's a first year. He's a rookie.
Oh, okay.
All right. So
I could see Chase Claypool from Pittsburgh.
He's kinda- he's fell off. He's fell off.
If it's him and it's Herbert, I think the quarterback gets it. But, I mean, James Robinson has been nasty
so
as an undrafted player.
I think like Claypool, he's fell off
Not
though.
gonna look.
you might run into an issue with Tua.
No,
You might.
Tua hasn't put up the numbers Herbert has, and Tua hasn't played enough games.
I just think that Herbert's overhyped, man. I haven't been a big fan of him since he was in Oregon. I don't know. I don't understand.
I don't know. Minus this game, I think Herbert's been
I
solid.
don't think he's played good before then either. He missed a couple easy throws in the Kansas City game. Would have won him the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
but when it
Robinson's
comes to rookie of the year, it's all about stats.
Robinson's a rookie, and he was undrafted this year, so that may pull some weight with the committee that votes on it. I mean, he's been pretty substantial all year long, man.
True that.
You might run into issues with Edwards-Helaire.
Almost 1,000 yards. I mean, he's going to get to 1,000 yards unless he gets hurt. Right
Edwards-Helaire, I mean, first like 4 weeks of the year, maybe. Want me to mute you, buddy? No?
What's that?
Oh, nothing. I was thinking about Tim.
So, yeah, man, I'm just thinking, it's probably going to come down to him or Herbert.
Let's see.
And you might...
Versus opponent. I don't want team stats. I want...
You good?
Oh, receiver-wise, you got CeeDee Lamb's NFC.
Yeah,
maybe Jerry Jeudy. No, probably not.
Yeah, Judy's not winning. He's not. And maybe if he put up the stats, but he's not putting up stats. Same thing with T. Higgins.
I don't think I can see his Clyde Edwards.
Not picking up the stats.
I mean,
we definitely don't got to worry about. Definitely don't got to worry about Ossie or Dalton Keema, man.
Yeah, they're terrible.
Asai.
Yeah.
Aussie.
The Aussie Bowl.
I mean, Herbert, 65% completion percentage, 3,224 yards, 23 touchdowns, 9 picks, 94.2 rating.
Numbers for a rookie quarterback.
That's pretty good for a rookie overall. He's my favorite to win. Rookie of the year.
And I know he's not.
Herbert?
Let me ask you a question. So 47 receptions, 649 yards, 8 touchdowns. That's not going to put you in the top?
That? Is that Jefferson?
No, that's Claypool.
Claypool?
That's not rookie of the year. If that was more like
he's fallen off.
I don't know, man.
Since the beginning of the year.
I think he's going to be up
7
there.
or 8 touchdowns.
I think it depends on how Herbert finishes out. I don't know. It's a close race.
It'll see how it finishes out.
It's the best year for it because there's not a lot of talent for rookies.
Claypool's not even leading the Steelers in receiving yards. I won't give him. I wouldn't give it to him.
I would it'd probably go Herbert just because of the adversity and stepping in right away.
Mm-hmm.
Probably he'd get it depending on how they perform the next few weeks.
So Claypool.
I mean, if he's lucky he didn't get benched last week. But if they bench him going forward, I don't think he gets it.
I mean, Claypool's only had one 100-yard receiving game all year.
Yeah.
If you look at
Nick, you talking about Herbert? You think he's going to get benched?
I think if he performs very badly going into the first half of next week, you could see it. Yeah.
Really? Wow, you think they'll pull
I'm sure Anthony Lynn probably got chewed out for that. I mean, I don't know.
I think Anthony Lynn's just a terrible coach.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
And he's a horrible grill cook too.
Yep.
I don't know why.
I'm never gonna let that guy down, dude. Him and his stupid paper freaking brush.
Oh God.
I'm gonna send him one for Christmas.
Oh God. Somebody should send him.
Guy's
one for
got
Christmas.
a paper towel wrapped around a fork.
Yeah, Claypool's
horrible.
Not, I don't see it. Nah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure he got chewed out for that. 45-0, you're losing. You keep him in there. You're going for it on 4th down multiple times. He's getting splattered.
I don't know, but like when we put in Stidham, I think, and we were still throwing the ball up 38-0. Bill's trying to see what he's got with Jared, for sure.
He took a lot of criticism.
Something's going on.
You know he's got? A box of rocks.
No, the problem with Stidham is he's taken a ton of criticism for not doing anything with him. That's the problem he's at, where he's gotten hammered. Listen to any New England radio show. He's gotten hammered week in and week out for not even giving him a chance.
And I can't wait till he cuts him in the preseason next year and ends all
That'd be
crap.
nice. That'd be nice.
I'm so sick and tired of hearing about the kid. He's got nothing.
So here's the thing.
You can't even trade him for a 7th-round pick. He's so terrible.
Ryan proposed a fantasy, and I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. He was talking about Carson Wentz departing Philly. And then he's saying he wanted him here.
Nope.
Yep.
Drew, what do you think?
Give him to me.
I think Wentz has got enough in the tank left that if he came in and you could coach him up and he could run your offense.
With a good O-line.
With a halfway decent O-line and a little bit more decent weapons.
We don't have any better weapons than what he had in Philly, other than maybe, our running back situation is pretty solid. So you got to get some weapons for whoever you bring in.
Oh, for sure.
He had a weapon, Zach Ertz.
You got to bring in the
Not
weapons.
all. Last week was his first game with him.
Before then. Before then.
Just bring in some weapons, man, and I think Wentz would be fun. I mean, he's still young enough that he could be a guy that you could have for 5 to 8 years and do a good job in your system. But I think it really depends on what happens with McDaniels next year too. If he ends up leaving town and going and taking a head coaching job, then you've got to figure out okay, what kind of system are you going to run?
He's going to Houston.
And who do you want to be the captain of the ship? Do you want a guy like Wentz, or do you want to go and try to get one of these other young QBs that's coming out of college? You know what I mean? That's really the big.
It's hard to see McDaniels leaving.
Oh, he's gonna leave.
He's gonna leave. The napkin ordeal.
No,
know.
He's gonna leave.
After the Colts ordeal too.
Well, that's the napkin ordeal.
Yeah.
Where he quit on a napkin.
Yep.
It seems like every year, Josh McDaniels is rumored to go somewhere, and then he stays in New England. But this year is just different. It's 2020. It's the weird year of wonder, right? And it really feels like this is the year where he's going to take an opportunity with one of these teams that has opened up a spot, whether it's a team like San Diego, where they get Los Angeles, where they get rid of Anthony Lynn, and he goes into a situation there with a lot of talent and a great young quarterback in Herbert.
I would love him in L.A.
I think he'd be great in L.A., especially with that team. They've got so much good talent on both sides of the ball that if he just went in there with a good defensive coordinator, he'd instantly be a winning team. Instantly. You just got to get somebody besides Anthony Lynn running the show over there.
Yeah.
And it's too bad because I liked Lynn when he first got the job, but he just hasn't gotten anything done. With all that talent, I mean, you could put me over there and I could run the Madden playbook and I could win games over there.
They're the Cowboys of the AFC. That's how I look at them.
100%.
They're the Cowboys of the AFC. Same type of talent across the board, offense,
and
defense.
That's another spot that could be open too, and that's why I was asking if you think McCarthy's gone after 1 year, because the guy just went in there again, a ton of talent, and I know Dak went down, but he wasn't doing anything with Dak.
No, he'll give him another year.
He'll get another
Dak
year.
Still led the league in passing
man.
at least a week or two after he got hurt too.
I know, but
so that's another thing.
I don't think Dak will be back.
He wasn't winning games.
Oh, I think they'll resign him.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel like they give him a pity year. Like, Dak
especially
went down.
when McCarthy.
No preseason.
Plus Jerry Jones.
So here's my thing.
Jerry Jones has never been the guy to fire a coach after year one.
Here's my thing with Carson Wentz and that whole thing.
Okay, we're going back to Wentz.
Yeah.
Yes, I want him.
Why?
I want him.
What has he done?
So I don't put this year all on him.
Okay, so before this year, what has he done?
Even before this year.
What has he done?
So I think the coaching.
What does he do that you're like, yeah, I need him?
What does he do?
Yeah.
He was an MVP candidate, but 3 years ago?
What happened?
He tore his ACL.
Okay, perfect. That's reason number one right there why I don't want him. What happened the year after that?
Brady tore his ACL too.
What happened the year after that?
The year after that, they made the playoffs and won the division under Wentz. And he was the best quarterback in that division. And who'd they beat? Did they beat New Orleans? No, they beat Chicago in Chicago. And then they almost beat New Orleans in New Orleans, right? Yeah. So that was Wentz.
Was that the year that we went to the Super Bowl against
That was the year we played the
Rams?
Yes. And then there was last season.
I'm pretty sure Nick Foles played the playoffs that year. I don't believe it was Wentz.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure Nick Foles.
Well, then it was probably
because I'm pretty sure Carson Wentz got hurt that year, and Nick Foles went in.
Yeah, they pulled him.
Yeah, no, that was the year they won the Super Bowl.
And then the next year he got hurt
again,
and then he got hurt again.
And he got to go.
Then he got hurt again. Okay.
Yeah. So injury history, number 1 on the list.
Sure.
Number 2, he's not a proven winner.
I mean,
every time the Eagles won, it's been because of big, you know what, Nick.
I mean, that's debatable. That's debatable. Wentz got him there. Wentz got him there.
It's facts.
Wentz got them there.
No. He was the quarterback winning the ship.
If Wentz doesn't tear his ACL, he's the MVP of the league.
You put Wentz in the Super Bowl against us, they don't win that game.
I don't know. A healthy
100%.
Wentz. A healthy Wentz.
You don't win the game.
A healthy Wentz.
You don't win the game.
A healthy
Wentz.
Wentz.
You want to know why? Because Foles is a better thrower than Wentz is. And Foles made big-time passes in that game.
Not
yes,
now.
He is.
Not now.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. Foles just got benched again.
Yeah, because the guy's falling off.
Because he's awful.
No.
He's
you
not
can't say
good.
he's awful. He's a Super Bowl quarterback.
Good. 3 years ago.
He's still a Super Bowl quarterback.
3 years ago.
Okay, so I guess Tom Brady's
not
awful.
A Super Bowl quarterback.
I guess Tom Brady's
now.
awful then because 3 years ago he won a Super Bowl.
I didn't say Tom Brady was awful.
Well, you're saying he's
you're comparing him to Brady. Why are you comparing him to Brady?
Because he won a Super Bowl 3 years ago, so he must be awful too.
We're not comparing him to Brady.
Well, I'm just saying you can't say
You're putting
he was
Brady
good
and
back then
Foles
because
in
he
the
won a Super Bowl.
same
No,
sentence.
he's a good quarterback.
Not anymore.
He is.
Foles.
Yes.
He's.
I would take Nick Foles over Carson Wentz.
I'd take him over Cam.
I wouldn't take him over.
I'd take him over Cam. He's better than Cam.
Who is Carson Wentz?
Anyone's better than Cam right now.
Stop it. Stop it.
Cam's 28th out of like 32 right now.
Yeah, because they don't.
He can't throw.
The offense isn't fit for Cam Newton. I'm sorry.
can't throw.
The offense is not fit for Cam Newton.
I don't think any offense is fit for Cam Newton.
The short pass where Cam struggles the most, not fit for Cam Newton.
I don't think he can
And we
throw.
don't have a receiver to take the top off the defense.
He doesn't have any arm strength anymore. Like
What?
He
He's a
can't
play action
He
quarterback.
can't. He's
He
a
got
play
arm
action
strength.
guy.
What do you mean?
He's
First,
not.
hold on,
He's
time
not a
out.
good thrower, man. He's not.
Go. Okay,
He's not.
I want you to type in that computer right now. Tell me right now where Cam Newton is on the deep ball accuracy.
On deep ball
Yep.
accuracy.
I guarantee he's in the top 10.
I mean, he never throws deep balls.
he
so-
does, though.
He doesn't really though.
Okay, and again, when he doesn't,
So
why is that?
The past like 2 or 3
When
weeks,
when he
failed
does,
to throw for 100 yards.
Why is that? Who are we throwing to? Who's the
Dude.
deep threat?
Dude.
Who takes the top off the
I'm gonna
defense?
give
Who
him a little
requires
credit
double
to,
coverage?
I'm gonna give him a little credit to where we've had. I mean, even Myers last week missed a dime right to him. It was a 40-yard pass.
I'm telling you, Cam's got one of the best
I mean,
deep
Cam's
balls in the
also
league.
good for 6 or 7 dirt balls every game too. So
Yeah, short passes.
Yeah, he's a play
He's
action guy.
not a good short pass
And
quarterback.
the problem is,
How are you
literally
not
with his arm when he
I gotta go back
throws.
to what I'm doing.
all right, take care, Drew. Thanks for joining us,
love.
buddy.
I'm going to leave you with this real quick. Tuesday, we get to watch the Celtics play against the 76ers. And that,
yeah.
Oh yeah, preseason.
I can't wait to see some preseason action
Oh Jesus.
of the green team.
I feel like
And
it
that's
was
it for me, boys.
crazy
love
how
you
quick
all.
basketball's back.
Yeah, I can't believe it. That was quick.
I'm excited.
Well,
Hockey's
be
coming
good,
back,
stay
too.
safe.
Yeah, 13th.
13th.
Yeah, so the problem is Cam Newton throws the ball like this. Right? When he finishes, he comes downward with it. Doesn't work on a short pass. Now on a bomb where you're arcing the ball and you get that drop you need it to get, perfect. Doesn't work on a short pass.
I'm telling you. Cam Newton, where does he excel?
A good offense.
No, I'm being serious here.
Where does he
I-
excel?
I'm being serious here.
Where does he excel?
Where is Cam Newton the best when he plays?
Handing the ball to Damian Harris.
Stop. I'm being 100% serious.
Okay, we're good.
If you have Cam Newton, you have Cam Newton.
Okay.
And you need
RPO.
okay, right.
RPO.
Right. And why is that? What should Cam Newton's first or what should be the priority for Cam Newton?
Running.
Running. Okay. Here's my next question. How do you spread the field and open up the middle of the field to get that running lane if you don't have a receiver that demands double coverage or that at least takes the safety out of the box? To the point where you need help over the top. What do you do?
Here we go.
Think about it. Most teams, when they play New England, they know you don't have a receiver fast enough or that requires double coverage downfield. So we're going to stack the box, right? So now you have 9 guys in the box. Okay, you got probably single coverage on the outside. Fair?
Sure.
Anyone argue? Okay. How can Cam get to the middle of the field where he wants to go or at least open up the field when you have 4 defenders in the next level?
When you have 4?
Yeah, you're going to have 4 defenders. Think about it. You're going to have 5 guys probably on the line, 3 down linemen, 2 outside ends with 4 linebackers or 3 linebackers and 1 safety sitting in the box. That safety's job is now to just pretty much ball hawk on Cam Newton or, sorry, QB spy as you'd want to call it. That's it.
The safety in the middle of the field?
Yeah. So, where do you demand that safety to come out of the box so now Cam Newton demands that lane?
He's got to throw the ball better.
Yeah, but you got to throw the ball.
Yeah.
But where do you throw the ball? If he's not good going down across the field or in short passes, and if he wants to go deep, how do you do that if you don't have a deep receiver?
If you don't,
Yeah, you don't.
you have receivers.
So the
You don't have
offense
to
doesn't
necessarily-
work.
I mean, we
we
haven't
missed-
had a deep threat on this team in
But
how
what-
long?
Okay, but Brady excelled at
And
it
how long?
because he could do a short game and he had a
Because
mid
he
game.
could hit the receivers and we
But
could throw the
Cam
ball.
Newton can't do that. That's not his game, is what I'm telling you.
Do we have a
his
break?
game
Sorry.
is long ball
Yeah, we
or,
do.
or to run the
I
ball.
feel like we missed like 3 breaks.
No, we got one. We got one. So we can hit it.
Let's get
You wanna
that
hit
out
it?
of the way. Yes.
We'll hit it. We'll hit it and we'll get right back into this, folks. 508-222-1320. Tim's feeling hot today, boys and girls.
I am.
Yeah, buddy.
Are you sure?
Welcome back. MVP Sports Talk Radio. About an hour and a half in. Tim, Nick, and Ryan here on the boards.
Yeah.
Chilling. What's up? So here we is. Here we are. Here we is. We were taking our trip around the NFL, talking about Cam Newton on this team, seeing if he's the solution going forward. So what is the solution going forward? So we already know what this team is this year, right? Fringe playoff team. Could possibly win out. Probably looking at about 9-7, 8-8. Realistically. So kind of projecting towards the future, next year and years down the road. What's the solution for this team at quarterback? Where are we going?
Well, I think maybe you keep Cam around affordably for a wildcat option here and there, but I'm starting to think maybe you got to get a veteran guy, hopefully draft someone better. Maybe go for a guy like Wentz, but I really, really, really see Stafford coming here. I don't know. I really do.
So, fun fact, Cam Newton on his deep ball, 81.5%.
What's he ranked?
Hold on.
What's considered deep ball? Like, what's the yardage?
I believe it's anything 20-plus air yards. Matter of fact, I know that this was only week 2, but there's an article put out by Nesson that Cam Newton has been significantly better than Tom Brady in this key stat. That was 20-plus air yards.
Oh, that's May 19th. What site are you using?
Oh, this is off of Nesson, but that was just on... Okay. Hold on.
Do you like Crowder or Corey Davis for this week, you think?
Corey Davis.
So the Jets against Seattle.
Corey Davis. I'm starting Corey Davis this week. I'm not making that same mistake again. So here's top 5 for last year. Okay. So here's the new parameters.
So I made playoffs in all my leagues, all 3 leagues. Which, this league, I feel like I have such a winning team. If everyone plays the way they should. Listen to this lineup for a second. Can you believe I drafted this team?
Diving into fantasy, folks.
Russell Wilson. McCaffrey. Eckler.
Wait, who's this?
This is my league.
For Jeremy, right?
League. Huh? No, this is my team, my other league.
Okay.
This is the league I believe that I should win.
Okay.
I mean, I had a few rough weeks with injuries, so we're going to see.
Yeah. Okay.
But I got Russell Wilson, McCaffrey, Eckler, Keenan Allen, Metcalf for the Wilson Metcalf matchup, Davis, Hunter Henry, Joey Sly, and Justin Tucker.
Gotta love Joey.
And then right now I'm gonna run the Bucs D because I also have Miami's D, but I don't like them against KC.
Okay.
But it's a pretty stacked team for the league I'm in, I feel like. And I had OBJ, but obviously he got hurt.
Yeah. Okay,
I feel like it's a pretty dang good team.
Not bad.
Yeah, I thought my team of OBJ, Saquon Barkley,
they all
George Kittle.
I mean, OBJ wasn't playing very well anyway.
And then Cam Newton gets COVID. 4 big players.
But
gone.
Cam was only out 1 game.
Yeah, but he didn't play for like 4. That was horrible.
What do you mean he didn't play for 4?
He didn't start showing up to like 3 weeks after he came back from injury.
What do you mean? He only missed 1 game.
Yes, I understand that, but he sucked in the second game that he was back, and he sucked in the third game. He didn't do anything.
I mean, he's kind of sucked all year long.
I mean, I wouldn't say all year long. The first 2 games, he was pretty damn good.
So Miami was meh. Seattle was the only good game of the year.
He played pretty good in Miami's game.
Huh?
He played pretty good in the Miami game.
He was decent. He was
in the top 5 quarterbacks when he went out.
He had a touchdown and 2 picks.
He was in the top 5 quarterbacks when he went out.
He
was in the top 5 of quarterbacks when he went out.
In week 3?
Week 4.
Week 3 or
week 4.
So week 4 we played Kansas City.
Yep.
Who'd we play?
We played week 3 was against Las Vegas.
Oh yeah, and he crapped himself.
He had an okay game.
And he crapped himself. All right. So where are we going here? So I'm looking at playoff picture. Again. Pat's there at 10. Okay, so they're pretty golden. All right. So we're looking ahead. Let's see here. Tennessee, Jacksonville. All right. So we're hitting on bets here. Do I like the Pats on the money line?
Nope.
Plus 200? No?
Money line's risky.
Not at all?
I'd rather them cover the 5 than money line.
I don't know. I can see us winning this game on a short week.
The Pats?
I can, yeah. Like a 23-20, low scoring. 23-20, 2017, something like that.
Yikes.
I do. I see it.
Yikes.
I see it. I think you have a formula to beat Jared Goff. I think we know what Jared Goff is.
Yikes.
I mean, meh. We're hot, playing well. Defense is playing a lot better. Stop the run. You stop the run, you give yourself a chance. Question is going to come down to the offense. Or if we can get like a couple turnovers, good special teams play, good field position. I don't know. What do you think? No? You guys, you both like the Rams?
Like, no. I mean, I told you.
Oh,
I
you
like
said
the Pats.
60-40 on the Pats?
Yeah.
Tim, you're not confident, are you?
I think you're coming off a big win. You stayed in L.A. You didn't fly. You
LA's
didn't have any injuries.
LA had to travel. They're coming back. Short week.
Yep.
I mean, who knows?
And they played who on Sunday?
Arizona.
Yes, he had a tougher matchup. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still 60-40. I feel pretty good about it.
What's your projection of this game, Tim? We kind of gave our projections at the beginning of the
I'm
show.
not sure, man.
What are you thinking?
Go either way.
What's your gut telling you here?
Could go either way.
So, if the Patriots can't establish the run game, it's over, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
pretty much.
Yeah.
If the Rams are able to force the Patriots to be one-dimensional, I think this game's a foregone conclusion.
Yeah, 100%.
So you have to establish something on the ground. You know what? I like running Cam 14, 15 times a game. If it means we're going to win, I'm okay with that.
You know what the best part is? We wasted that pick for Isaiah Ford.
Oh, that's true, too, because he's on Miami's practice squad
Isn't
now.
that unreal? What a waste.
What pick did we give up
It
anyway?
was a 7th round pick.
7th? Whatever.
Oh, still.
Yeah, it's still something.
Tom Brady was drafted. I mean, come on.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
He was drafted 6th round, 199, idiot.
Okay, 44.5 on this game. Do we like the under, or is that like close? Because I like a low-scoring
It's
game
going to be
here.
so close at 44. It's going to be like just over.
I
and
can see a
just under.
21-24 game.
Yeah, he said 23-21, I think, Ryan.
23-20.
Yeah, 23-20. I said 21-17. It's going to be
Invalid combination. I can't take the Pats money line and the under? What do you mean?
Should be able to.
How is that? What? I can't do that?
You should be able to.
Come on. No, this is the betting site that
No,
my
I know, but
cousin
I'm saying
has.
like in general, you should be able
Yeah,
to.
you should be able to do this. Come on, buddy. What
If not, you better get on the horn.
Jason, if you're listening to the show, buddy, you need to
If
tell me
that-
what's
if
going
that's
on with
legit,
this
you gotta
invalid
fix that.
combination here, homie. Like, what is that? Come on, man. Jesus. What, I can't take the under and plus 200? Come on, guy.
Interesting.
That's dumb. What's interesting? What is interesting, Timothy?
It's just really interesting to me.
What?
I'm just looking at Kyler Murray compared to Cam Newton's stats.
Here we go.
It's just really interesting to me.
Here we go.
Well, I mean, it's just
Here we go.
really interesting.
Here we go.
It's not
Here
not as
we
far
go.
as you would think it is.
Here we go.
Hate to break it to you.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
How many more passing yards do you think Kyler
Here
Murray has
we
than Cam Newton?
Go.
I'm serious.
Here
Don't
we
look it up.
go.
If I asked you right now, how many more passing yards do you think that Kyler Murray has compared to Cam Newton? What would you tell me?
How many?
Yeah.
Passing yards?
Yes.
If I had to guess?
If you had to guess, how many?
Kyler's probably got probably like around 3,000, maybe 3,500. Cam,
Don't look at the computer.
I don't even know. I'm trying to find
Just give me a number.
Cam, maybe 2,000. So I don't know.
So what do you think the difference is?
Probably like I'd say like 500 to 800 yards,
Okay.
maybe to be safe. 1,000 yards, 1,000 yards.
Now, okay, so 1,000 yards.
Maybe 1,000 yards.
Now, with that said, how
Close to
many more
1,000
attempts
yards.
do you think that Murray's made over Cam Newton?
Attempts?
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Then Cam. Then attempts.
Remember, keep in mind,
150.
150 more attempts.
150.
150 more attempts.
150 more.
Now, keep in mind, Kyler still has one game more than Cam. Keep that in the back of your head.
Okay.
Okay. It's pretty close. I'll tell you one thing. The percentage of passes, as much as you want to sit there and say that Cam's a horrible passer,
He is.
it's only 0.2 worse than Kyler Murray, who you rant and rave about.
Yeah, I do. He also
Can't be that bad if it's only
How
0.2.
many attempts does he have? Okay, here we go.
So
Kyler, 426.
he's 285 of 426.
And
Cam Newton's 190. of
Sorry, I got to
285.
scroll pretty far down to find Cam. 285.
Yeah,
So that's
well,
quite a
190
bit.
out of 285.
So that's
So
pretty.
it's 150 attempts, one game less, 900 more yards. I mean, he's got him in yards attempt.
Sure.
The
Stats.
The touchdown passes aren't there.
But I'm watching tape.
That's
and
fine. You can watch tape all you want. I'm just saying.
Cam's
numbers don't
not
lie.
nearly the thrower
No,
Kyler is.
but numbers don't lie. Numbers
To a
don't
degree.
lie. They
To
don't
a
lie.
degree.
They don't lie.
To a degree.
Not to mention, Kyler Murray's
You
throwing
put-
to the best wide receiver in the game.
I don't put him. I don't think he's the best right now.
You don't think
Right now, I don't think he's the best.
D-Hop isn't the best?
Right now, at
Who's
this
the best?
very moment,
Who's the best?
Tyreek's better than him right now.
Oh,
Yep.
stop it.
Yep.
If Tyreek didn't have the speed, he wouldn't have half the yards.
D-Hop
Yes.
hasn't really performed these past 2 or 3 weeks.
Okay, yeah, well, he got shut down by the
Rams.
Gilly lock, which just happens every time he plays him.
And Ramsey.
That's two good corners.
And Ramsey.
That's two good corners.
Still, if you're going to be the best receiver in the league, you got to beat the best corners in the league, right?
Sometimes, hey, things happen.
So
Things happen.
things happen.
I'm just telling you,
Things
flat out,
happen.
that as much as you want to sit there and say that Kyler Murray's a great
Actually,
quarterback,
He is.
and then you're going to sit there and say that Cam Newton's terrible, they're pretty
Yeah.
close in stats.
Cam is like 28. Kyler's top 10. Plain and simple.
Man, they just
Plain
hurts-
and
it just
simple.
hurts you to admit.
Do you not watch tape?
It just hurts to admit.
I'm not.
Cam-
It doesn't hurt to admit.
Cam
Because I
Newton-
watch tape.
Cam Newton,
Here's
for
the
what it's
problem.
worth, is the middle of the pack.
Kyler's probably like
Here's-
60, 70% right
Here
now.
is the problem.
Because he's got a hurt shoulder, and he's still better than
Here
Cam.
is the problem. I'm gonna tell you right now. I put my life savings on it.
Life savings.
If Cam Newton and everything I ever have the rest of my life, if Cam Newton had D-Hop and Larry Fitz, he's better than Kyler Murray.
Oh, 100%.
Strongly
100,000%.
disagree.
100%.
Kyler
strongly
Murray's
disagree.
not that great.
Give me the
Strongly
tight end.
disagree.
Kyler Murray
Give me the
is
tight end.
Kyler Murray is not that
Strongly
great.
disagree.
Give me the tight end and give me D-Hop in this offense. And I guarantee you.
I'll tell you what. You still load up with weapons for
I'll tell
Cam.
you what.
I
I'll
still
tell you
think
what.
you're 10-6.
I will tell you what.
9-7.
Their record on that
There's no
team.
chance.
I
Their
don't think
record on
Cam-
their
I don't
record
think
on that
Cam's there.
team
There's no
demonstrates how Kyler Murray isn't a leader. 1 and 2, they have terrible coaching.
He's in his second year.
He's still the leader. Justin Herbert's a better leader on the field than him.
Oh, jeez. Here
There's
we
a
go.
reason why the coaches don't trust him.
Why is Herbert a better leader? How is
I think he's
Herbert a better
game
leader?
manager and a better leader?
Obviously, because they're 2-9.
Well, they're
2-10
3.
now.
They have 3 wins.
Are they
believe.
3?
I think they
Okay.
have 3
Oh,
wins.
I'm sorry. My
But
mistake.
again, we just went over it.
My mistake.
You probably had the. Oh my god! I almost swore. You probably had Arizona going top 5 teams.
You had Arizona winning the division.
I did not. I said they had the potential to win the division.
Did he not sit there in that seat
I
right
said
there?
they had the potential.
He sat right there in that seat.
I said
No. Stop it right now.
Run the tape back.
It was week 3.
I said
week 3.
they have the
did say they have-
potential
Drew said
to
yes.
make a run
Drew
said
at the
yes.
division.
Nope.
I said that. I
No.
said they had the potential to be this
did
year's
not.
49ers.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
did
did.
not.
I didn't say they would win
It
the
was
division.
week 3. The show we did
I
after
said
the
they have
Seahawks
the
game.
potential.
You
he
sat
said
in that
potential.
chair.
They
I
have
sat no.
the potential
remember
to win
perfectly.
the division.
I remember perfectly because this is why you couldn't wait.
Sorry, we're blowing up
Yeah,
your ears
facts.
on the radio.
This is why you said you couldn't wait for the Seahawks game because you sat in that chair.
'Cause they won.
I said the Seahawks
And they
are going to
won.
win this division. You said I wouldn't get too caught up on that. I could really see Arizona winning this division. And I
Yeah.
said, "You hold on, let me finish." And I said, "You really think so?" And then you were like, "Yep, I do." And Drew chimed in and said, "Yeah, I could see Arizona winning the division." I asked them flat out, "Are they going to win the division?" And they said, "Yes." I asked you, "Are they going to win the
didn't say
division?"
yes.
Time out. Me and Nick both said no. This is the Seahawks division, and then it
I
came
said I was
up.
unsure.
Nope. I asked you again.
I remember you
And
saying
it
the
was
potential,
2-2.
but I
did
think
not.
It was 2-2. I will run the
I
tape.
didn't confirm.
I
Run
will
it.
put wings
Run
on
the
it,
tape.
Ryan, because I
Run the
remember
tape.
it.
Run the
I
tape.
remember it.
I never said that Arizona will win the division.
You said I asked you flat out. I said, "Is Arizona going to win this division?" You said,
I said
yes.
I don't know. I said I don't know.
I'm doing some work tonight.
Do it.
I'm
Please
gonna find it.
Please
I'm gonna
find
find
it.
it.
Please, I beg you.
I'm going to find it.
Because I did
Because then I
not.
remember you saying, "Yup."
If you can
And then-
find me,
then you told
giving you a definitive
you
answer,
told me they were going to beat
I
New
would
England.
love for you.
Didn't do
I
it.
would love for you to.
Didn't do it.
Yeah, because Zane Gonzalez missed a field goal. Two
Here we
field
go.
goals.
Here we go.
It is what it is.
Yeah, well, you still
Arizona
lost.
crap
A
themselves.
win is a win.
It is. You're right.
Yeah.
You're
And
right.
Guess what? They're still not going to win the
You're
division.
right. Kyler's still a top 10 quarterback. Even at 60%.
I don't think so. By the way,
His coaching's flopping right
By the
now,
way,
too.
current wide receiver rankings. DeAndre Hopkins sits at number 3. Your boy Tyreek Hill sits at number 5.
I think Tyreek is top 3.
You're off your rocker.
I think he is.
You're off your rocker.
I think he is.
You're off your rocker. Tyreek Hill is so overrated.
He's good.
He's not good. He's
Not
fast.
overrated. He's
He's
not overrated.
fast.
Yeah,
That
which
is it.
Which is
that is
quite-
it. He's fast.
And he can catch. He can run every
Yeah,
route.
I could. If I had his speed, I could run and catch a football. It's not that hard to catch a
And he
football
can
wide
run every
open.
white. He can run every route.
No, he can't.
He has the has
cannot
the
run
best
every route.
separation. He gets the best separation in the
Yeah,
league.
of course he's gonna get best separation. He's the
Even on press
fastest
coverage,
player in the league.
and he beats elite corners.
He's the fastest player in the league, Ryan.
yeah, which is
Oh
why
my
he's
God.
in that top echelon.
If he didn't have his speed, he would be nothing.
Tyreek's up there, man.
If he didn't have his speed, he would be nothing.
If D Hop didn't have speed, he'd be nothing.
What?
If D Hop didn't have
Oh, okay.
speed,
You're
he'd be
right. You're
nothing.
right. Because when
It's the same- it's
you're,
the
no,
same
no, you're
argument.
right. You're right. Because when the little midget that plays over there, number 1,
Right.
rolled out to the left side,
Right.
left side,
If
let me throw the
D-Hop
ball
didn't-
up. Let me throw the ball up.
Yeah.
Because D Hop's so fast that he blew by every single other
Yeah, if
receiver.
D-Hop didn't have
to
his
get
speed-
down to the field.
If
no,
D Hop didn't
he
have
jumped
speed, he's
over
N'Keal
everybody.
Harry.
the guy jumped through the gym. Literally jumped
Okay.
over everybody.
So
So how does his speed get?
So-
what? What?
So you take away
What?
his speed, he's
I would-
N'Keal Harry.
I would say
No, he's
I would
not.
say
Yes.
70%.
He's not.
He is.
His route running is 10 times better than N'Keal's ever will be. His physical,
Well,
because somehow
speed has
N'Keal
to-
Harry's
so-
big for nothing.
So scientifically and
All right.
technically speaking, speed
What
has
was
to
that
do with
dude's
route
name?
running. So
I would say
Mormina. He's
Mormina.
Mormina. That's
Big for
that's
nothing.
N'Keal Harry's new name. Mormina.
70% of his routes though are nothing to do with speed. Like the sideline, like touch and go, cut routes, and everything else. I don't know.
I really can't believe that you think that Tyreek Hill is better than D Hop.
no,
No,
as of right, the
you
past
think
like 2
that.
or 3 weeks, he is.
No, you think that.
The past 2 or 3 weeks, he is. You said stats don't lie, right? Look up the stats from the past 2 or 3 weeks.
I think there's
D-Hop's been shut
there's so
down.
many better quarterbacks that could serve D-Hop. And better coaches.
I think
I want to know right now.
Right
if you're
now,
listening, comment on the page. Who's the best wide receiver, D Hop or Tyreek Hill?
league wide. I said the past 2 or 3 weeks.
No,
right now.
I no. The best receiver in the game right now. You
Right
have to
now.
pick a wide receiver to start a franchise around.
Oh, to
Who you
start a
picking?
franchise.
Who are you gonna go with?
Oh yeah, D Hop. Yeah. You need to.
Why are we
elaborate.
arguing then?
You said right now though.
He's even right now.
When you asked.
Okay, you need a tight end. I mean, you need a wide receiver tomorrow. One game. Who are you picking?
One game.
One game.
Ooh, one game.
Who are you gonna pick?
Give me D Hop
right now.
Yeah, give me D Hop.
Okay, so he's the best
I've said
receiver
that all
right
the time.
now. Then
Right now, at this very moment, the past 2 weeks, Tyreek Hill
Ryan,
has outperformed
right now.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Ryan, right now. Okay, if I say right now,
you need to do better at asking your questions.
No, I don't. I just said to you tomorrow, which is right now. Is tomorrow? Okay, fine. The game's right now. So this very minute.
Okay,
right
one
now.
game.
Who are you picking? Right
one
now.
game. Right now.
You got a game that starts at 9 o'clock.
Give me D-Hop.
Okay, so he's the best receiver right now. Then
he's not playing like it. He's not.
Nick, I'm gonna have a freaking aneurysm tonight,
Dude, I'm telling you right now.
You don't make any sense.
D-Hop has been non-existent on his team
hear me out.
for the past 2 weeks.
That's fine. Doesn't mean he's not the best receiver.
No, it doesn't.
Okay?
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Stephon Gilmore's been on an island for 6 months. Doesn't mean he's not the best corner.
He also played the 2 best cornerbacks in the league last week. The last 2 weeks. He played Gilmore than Ramsey.
Still counts. If you're the best receiver in the league, you need to win at least one of those matchups. He didn't win any.
All right, I would say look at Tyreek Hill's all last season. He did dog doo-doo.
Tyreek Hill's having a career year this year.
Dog doo-doo last year. He, if anybody of the two, relies on their speed. Because if he didn't have speed, he's not in the league. Tyreek Hill relies on his speed. D-Hop does not rely on his speed. Look at half of the catches he had against New England. They're like little tuck and go routes, little curled routes to the sideline. 80 yards.
Consistency. You know who's underlooked a lot?
Oh,
that I think should get more attention? Devontae Adams.
Never been a fan of him.
I think he should get more.
Never been a fan.
He's played 2 less games than D-Hop, and he's outperforming him by a bit.
Yeah, look at the competition he's played. He plays Detroit. Who do they have as a cornerback? Nobody. The Bears. Who do they have? Fuller. Wow.
So you're going to discredit him because of the people he's played?
Who about Minnesota?
Minnesota has a good second.
Well, you're discrediting D-Hop for the people he's played.
I'm not discrediting him.
You are because you said
he hasn't performed.
Okay. And look who he's played.
Listen, Tim. If you're the best receiver in the league, in the past 2 or 3 weeks with those matchups, you should perform in that, right?
Not necessarily. You get outplayed. You get outplayed. How many times did he
the best receiver should not be outplayed?
How many times did you get the ball thrown to him in those games?
Let me go back.
He had 80 yards against New England?
I think he only had 60 something.
I think he had 10 targets last week on Sunday with 5 catches, and then
how many of those balls were actually catchable?
Let me get back. Targets are targets.
Don't mean nothing. It means it's within arm's reach. How many?
So let me look up Devontae's schedule here for the Packers. Let's see here. 2020 receiving. It's Detroit. Come on now. Recent games. See all. There we go. So got Minnesota, Detroit, Tampa. Tampa was a solid game. San Fran, Indy. Yeah, so he's performing against solid defenses. Consistency. Oh, boy, we're coming up to the top. All right, lock of the week.
Okay.
Da-da-da-da-da.
So, those who don't know, lock of the week, 5-2.
5-2 so far this season, folks.
This week, going a little different. Taking the Dallas Cowboys, minus the 3.5 against Cincinnati Bengals, hoping without Joe Burrow, Dallas can pull off a much-needed win for the team over there. Look decent against Baltimore. Hopefully Greg DeLay can figure out how to kick again with them the next week. 3 missed field goals last night. That 9 points is huge. At one point, they were down by 10, so you're talking a 1-point game for a majority of the fourth quarter if he had made those field goals. So that's what we're banking on here at Dallas, minus 3.5. Then we go down to Philadelphia. You got Jalen Hurts taking the start this week down in Philadelphia. It's a home game as well.
Against the Saints.
Against the
Saints.
Saints.
Are you taking the money line or +7?
We're taking the +7.
Okay.
We're going with, they came back from a big deficit last week. They came back with Jalen Hurts.
What was the first one?
Dallas over Cincy 3.5.
Okay, so you're taking the spreads here.
Yep, we always go spread. Very rarely do we do money line. I don't think we've ever done money line in the lock of the week.
Money line makes your winnings better, though.
Depends on the game.
Depending on the money line. Like, because minus 110.
These are both minus 110, minus 115.
that's
so the
two.
$40 buy-in pays out $102.77.
That's not bad.
Plus your money
On the
back, so
spreads.
$162.77. 2-team parlay, just like we always do.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Philly
The
was
Washington
it was a very
football
tough
team.
week. So it was a very tough week. You got the Giants possibly ready to do an upset. It's just a hard week to play. We're taking a bit of a gamble on Philly. Probably the least comfortable I've been with a lock of the week, I would say, so far. But I feel pretty well about it. You have Saints without Drew Brees. They only won by the 5 points against Atlanta. And now they're playing Philly, who, again, Jalen Hurts looked great. That whole they almost came back. So it's a great game. Did have an interception, but I think he'll start off really well. It's going to be a different tempo for the Saints. I think the Saints will probably still win, but I think it'll probably be like a 3 or 4 point game.
All right. Well, before I play closing time, what are our predictions for tomorrow night, folks? Let's go.
I'm going to stay with my 21-17 New England.
21-17 New England for Nick. All right, Tim. Give me a quick synopsis. What are we thinking about this game? Give me a quick rundown and give me a score. We need more time on this show.
20-17 New England.
You're taking the Pats.
All right.
He's taking the Pats.
Yeah, 20-17.
What do you got? You going to stick with your original?
In a Nick Folk fashion,
Again.
walk off
Jesus.
field goal.
Dang it, man. It's a tough game. Low scoring game. God, I hate to do it. 23-17 Rams.
You really think they're going to put 23 points?
I think they will.
I don't know.
I think so. I think they'll have some sort of semblance of a run game.
So is J.C. Jackson good?
Yes.
As long as he plays, I don't know. You shut down Woods and Cup.
Don't forget Higbee and Everett.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about
I
them.
mean, Josh Reynolds is a good complimentary guy, too. I don't know.
We'll see.
I just don't. Dang it. I stopped closing time
Stop
because
the
I'm
music.
like,
By the way,
man.
top of the hour, so in
So
case
tough,
we did roll
yeah.
over that break, listen to WARA radio. No, bro. 13:20 a.m. I just drew a brain fart.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah,
That's your
just so we
ad.
get that station ID out of the way. He's got to do that every hour. It's legally
Yes,
a
you do.
responsibility.
Well, folks, I'm sticking with my pick. LA, 23-17. My other pick would have been 23-20, Pats, but yeah, I might go with that.
All right. That's
All right.
it. That's the show.
Sorry
That's
to
the
hear
week. We'll see you next week. Stay safe. MVP Sports Talk Radio. We out.
Later.